So the more I'm looking at these markets right now, the more I'm starting to think that people don't prioritize decentralization, either because they don't understand it or they just don't care, which is kind of troubling. But you can't really control how people feel about certain things, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. So when I look at certain things, I'm starting to look at, wait, what do people care about? Why do people do certain things within this space? And one of the things that I'm realizing, and I already knew this kind of, but people are pretty selfish, right? So they're self-interested in what can this do for me. So what that really means is that people care about how much money can I make, right? They don't really care about if something's decentralized or not. And the number one reason why I'm thinking that is because I'm looking at the markets right now, right? So if you look right here, for example, the top tokens or the top coins right now, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum, those are decentralized, but they were also, they had the first player advantage. So they were kind of the first ones on the market. So people know them by name. People know Bitcoin first, but then people know Ethereum as second, right? 1 and 2, kind of like gold and silver, if you will. But look at the other tokens now that we're starting to see. The number 3 token is Binance Coin. Binance Coin is a coin that is tied to the Binance Smart Chain, which is a centralized entity, right? Fast transactions, low cost, but extremely centralized. So what does that mean? That means that, hey, if something does happen and someone wants to know where this transaction is going, or they want to stop a transaction or something like that, they can totally do that. It's on them. Number 4 is a stable coin. Number 5 is Solana. This came from nowhere. What is Solana? Well, Solana is not decentralized, right? So again, it's very fast because it's not decentralized, but also, and the fees are fairly low, right? They offer rewards with staking and things like that, so people are interested in that. But even beyond that, they even have a CEO, right? A CEO in crypto. Whoever thought that we see that the day of that? Well, that's what we have now, and that's another token that we have. Number 6 is Cardano. That's decentralized, or it's on its way to decentralization. I can't remember if it's decentralized or not. I think it is decentralized as of right now. XRP, that's another token which is mainly for like banking and transactions. They were centralized in the past. I'm not sure where they are now, but they're also under regulatory kind of SEC investigation right now. So they're kind of up in the air. And then stablecoin, and then another decentralized product of Polkadot. So if you look at about half of the tokens, excluding the stablecoins, are either centralized entities, or they have some type of leadership structure which makes them centralized, but they are not decentralized and kind of controlled by the community. So what that tells me is that people are more interested in making money. They're more interested in how can I make more, what I call a quick lick, right? Which is pretty much how can I make a buck right now, but they're not thinking about the long-term viability of cryptocurrency and of blockchain technology. Where is this going to lead us? Well, for me, the big thing right now I'm looking at is like the metaverse and all these different things with NFTs and things like that. Well, the thing that people don't understand is that the NFTs and all these things, they're all short term. So you see these things of 100 ETH for an NFT, or 50 ETH for an NFT. Those are certain, only specific people who have a specific use case are going to be able to ask for that type of money. So if you're famous, let's say you're a Seth Curry, or you are LeBron James, you mint a bunch of NFTs, right? Yes, it's going to be successful because your brand is tied to that. If you're an average person and you're minting them right now, you're making money, that's short term because there's a lot of hype around it, right? There's so many things right now that are going to be the pets.com of tomorrow. So when you look at these metaverses right now, Decentraland, Axie Infinity, all these different things, there's no long-term viability because they're banking on the fact that the play-to-earn model of these kind of things, they don't have a long-term a growth plan. So once the actual the currencies kind of get used up in the staking process and the rewards process, how do you create a long-term viability player base who's interested in playing your game for the actual game, not just playing to earn? And that's going to be the key. And that's one of the reasons why I think some of the larger products where you have your Facebook, right, Meta, your Twitch, and your Amazon, they're probably going to be the ones who are going to win this space because people don't care about decentralization. And why are they going to win the space? Well, because they have all of your information. They know where you live. They know the times that you play. They know your name. They know your email address. They know all your friends. They know all that information. They're going to be able to create something that is tied to you, but they also have a huge war chest. So that's who's probably going to be winning this whole metaverse and NFT game are going to be the centralized entities. I would love to say that it will be the decentralized entities, but as of right now, people are not willing to wait for the gas fees. Right, the gas fees on Ethereum are outrageous right now. You know, I'm onboarding people within my network who have about $50 to $100 to want to play around in crypto and want to see what it's all about. And then as soon as they get to the part where it's like, hey, this is decentralized, right? Go to, let's say, for example, Uniswap, their entire bankroll is spent just on a gas fee. So it's not viable. And I'm not blaming people for going centralized right now because it's not a long-term viability for the average person. But this is something that I think that we should start thinking about long-term. How do we get more people into it? How do we show people that decentralization is still important to cryptocurrency? And how do we let people know that, hey, this is a short-term win versus a long-term win? What are the long-term strategies of some of these things that we're looking at? So that's what I'm kind of talking about right now. I think that it's important for us to understand those kind of key components, but I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about some of these metaverse plays, some of these NFT plays? Do you see them as being long-term viable, short-term viable? Do you see them kind of falling by the wayside on the next bear market? I personally do. I think a lot of these projects are going to just go away pretty much because, you know, people aren't going to be using them anymore when they're not earning those yields. So we'll see how it goes, though. I'm hoping that, you know, someone like Meta or Amazon's not the overall winner because we're just going to have the same centralized entities that are kind of ruling everything. So we'll see what happens. It's up to the people to decide. You know me, I'm a decentralized player, so I love decentralization. That's the number one thing for me. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys say. Please leave a comment below, and I'll talk to you guys again here real soon.